55 years ago today, we started to fight to defend the NHS. And I don't think we ever want to forget that we've continually had to defend the NHS, especially from the Tories, whose ambition has always been to destroy the health service. And the reason the Tories want to destroy it is because they do not believe that it is possible to have a social society in the interests of the people and in a civilized society. They believe you can make money from everything, and if we can make money from health and illness, then they want to do it. And they've made many attempts to undermine the health service in those 65 years. And Mrs. Thatcher made a big attack on it during the 80s. But we've not seen anything like we've seen since 2010 and this coalition government. And they have systematically set about dismantling the health service. And how they've done that has been actually very clever, and it's been very strategic. First of all, they've underfunded the health service. And I don't know whether you read in the paper this morning, we talk about the £20 billion. That's £20 billion worth of cuts that are demanded. And Cameron will talk about ring-fencing health service money, but he is demanding £20 billion. And in this morning's paper they were saying actually it's £30 billion. So further cuts are going to be made. And that's making it very difficult for NHS organisations to provide the health care that the citizens of this country need. And in addition to that, they have had the biggest restructure in the history of the NHS in those 65 years. A restructure which has fragmented the health service with the sole purpose of setting it up for privatisation. And what they want to do is bring in the private sector, Virgin Care, Medical Alliance and other private providers to pick off the rich and profitable areas of the health service. And we in Greater Manchester have already seen the results of that, where we've seen the Arriva buses taking over the patient transport services of for Greater Manchester Ambulance. So we've got a bus company now running an essential service, taking people to and from hospitals and A&Es. And the third element of their attack on the NHS has been the media campaign, the systematic abuse of health workers in the media over the last couple of years, seizing on some of the difficulties that Mid Staffordshire had to tarnish the whole of the health service. And I won't stand by and defend poor quality or bad practice, but I do understand the situation in Mid Staffordshire and what gave rise to that. And what gave rise to the problems in Mid Staffordshire is the targets that the government forced on that trust to become a foundation trust, and the financial squeeze which meant they didn't have enough staff to deliver the health care that we needed. And the people of Mid Staffordshire know that, because 40,000 of them turned out only 2 months ago to defend their hospital. So although they understand the difficulties of that hospital, they understand the importance of that hospital to their community and the staff who diligently provide that service. So the funding cuts, the reorganisation and the media attack all are part of the Tory campaign to dismantle and destroy the health service. And they say that there's no money available. Well, there is plenty of money available. I heard a report on the radio only a few days ago that the government, i.e. you and me, paid £45 billion to the Royal Bank of Scotland to get them out of a difficulty. £45 billion to just one of the banks that was in trouble. £45 billion that could have been invested in healthcare, and we wouldn't have the problems that we've got at the Bolton Royal at the moment. There would be no question over the future of accident and emergency departments. There'd be no question over a modern, well-equipped health service for local communities up and down this country if that £45 billion alone was put in there. But there's more money available. The Starbucks, Amazon, Google can pay their just taxes to pay for our health service. That is money that should be coming in to the people of this country, and they're just and fair that money should go into the important essential services. So fair taxation is a really important issue for Unison and for the trade unions and for the people in this community. The rich can pay a lot more towards ensuring that we have. We're about defending the services we've got, we're about defending the NHS and about defending our A&Es. And critics will say to us, that's the trade unions, that's self-interest, we don't believe in change. Well, let me nail that right now. We do believe in change. Of course we believe in change. In the 21st century, in 2013, we should have the best possible health service. That technology, that the expertise that we've got that will allow for our communities. And we should be putting the technology that can send pilotless planes across in other countries and destroy people's homes and houses. That technology can be used to improve people's lives. And we can use technology that can move millions of pounds into safe havens across the world to avoid taxes. We can use that technology to help for the health and well-being of our people. So we do believe in change. But what it's got to be is change that's to the benefit of communities, to the benefit of patients, to the benefit of all of us in society. And that's why Unison has developed 6 principles behind the health service. What we said is we want to have a wonderful health service going forward, but it's got to be based on principles. And those principles are, 1, it's got to be free at the point of use. And it's not free. You actually pay for it through your taxes, but it should be free at the point of use. It should be delivered on clinical needs. So any changes should actually be justified on the basis of clinical need. That is essential. The third thing is it should be democratic and transparent. So patients know exactly what the health service is delivering. They should be able to question the health service, and they should have access to all the decisions on commissioning and the provision of healthcare in this country. And it should be delivered by the public service. This shouldn't have to rely on charity. It shouldn't have to rely on private companies who will cherry pick and make killings from the more profitable areas. It should be delivered by dedicated public sector workers, and that is an essential part. We have a vocation and a commitment to delivering healthcare, not to deliver profits for shareholders. And it should be a health service that we're all proud of and develop and change for the needs of our community. And on the basis of that, we can take the health service forward so that in 65 years' time we have people standing here who are proud of it and celebrating it, and 65 years beyond that we've got another generation who can be proud of it and standing by how well it's done for its communities. Because if we don't join this fight now, believe me, the NHS will not be here in the 66th birthday, or it won't be here on the 67th birthday if the Tories and the coalition government get away for it. The fight is an essential fight, and it must start now. So please sign our petitions, please sign our pledges. We're going to take them to the Secretary of State, and let us clearly tell the Secretary of State today that we will not allow his government to dismantle the NHS. We will not allow his government to destroy the NHS. The NHS that our parents and our grandparents fought for. And we have a duty to hand the NHS over to the next generation and to the generation beyond that. And we should be handing it in a better state, not in a worse state. So join us, support us, pledge your defence of the NHS, and I thank you for your support.